Hello, my name is Stella Hewer. I'm from Strand in the Western Cape here in South Africa, from a company Unique, and I am the Stress Whisperer. Are you feeling overwhelmed? Do you struggle with stress? Do you always feel anxious and uptight? Do you feel that there are too many commitments and too many needy people, and you're always fulfilling other people's needs and no time for self-care? Well, perhaps you've come to the right place. I'd like to tell you that I learned the hard way. I landed in a clinic years ago because of stress and overwhelm. The problem is I didn't really understand what my stress was about because I never had any what I would have termed major problems, but I was exhausted. It turned out to be one of the best experiences of my life, and not because it wasn't hard. It was incredibly hard. It was a profound experience. But what I learned enabled me to grow further and to actually realize what my passion in life was really all about. After my burnout episode and process and journey, I went on to study for a degree. I studied health science and social services, and I specialized in psychological counseling, which I really loved. During the time I was studying, I opened up my own business, Unique, and I've been training for the last 17 years, been training people in the workplace, in government departments and corporate companies around South Africa on subjects such as HIV/AIDS, peer education, substance abuse, stress management, abusive relationships, those kind of subjects. But what I would really like to do now, and what I've started doing, is working with individuals on an education basis. I don't do therapy. I'm not a qualified psychologist, but I think that there's a huge gap of people who are struggling with stress, presenting with medical problems, high blood pressure, heart disease, obesity, cancer, or just emotional and difficulties. And I think there's a huge gap between those who are just struggling and who need education, awareness, and support to go through those problems and to gain the insight and the tools to deal with whatever is stressing them, and those, on the other hand, who need therapy. I'm very respectful of those who need therapy, and I work within the ethical boundaries of working from an education perspective. So I would love to hear from you. If you feel that you would like someone to talk to, and that we could together look at what is stressing you and what can be done. And let me tell you, stress can be managed if we have insight, if we have understanding, if we're willing to put out our hand for help. Stress is something that I still manage. I can't say I have the complete handle on it, that I will never struggle again. There are emotions that are sometimes triggered, and I do have to work very hard not to become overwhelmed, to keep my schedule within certain limits, and to understand the thought processes that can lead me to spiral into a bit of anxiety. So I understand how hard it is to work on these things, and I feel that I have a lot to offer to people who are struggling. I have the academic background, I have the personal experience, and I have years of working with individuals in the workplace. So together, I think that puts me in a position where I really understand people who struggle. And I know that we all do things when we are ready to do them. So if you're ready to make some changes, please give me a call. I would love to have a short chat with you to see what you're struggling with, and we could then set up an appointment. I work on Zoom or Skype. I do home visitation at my home to consult. But right now we know we're in this COVID-19 with social distancing, so my main practice is through Zoom and Skype. So I'm passionate about helping individuals, and I know that it can make a huge difference in someone's life. So I hope to hear from you. Thank you. Bye.